99% of people don't know the unpleasant odor specific to seniors. It's the real reason seniors smell. Hey there, my wise and wonderful friends. Welcome back to the channel, where we talk about living your best life, staying healthy, and embracing every moment as we age gracefully. I'm so glad you're here today because we're diving into a topic that's rarely discussed but affects so many of us, especially as we enter our golden years. It's something that 99% of people don't fully understand, the unpleasant odor that's sometimes associated with seniors. Yes, I'm talking about that distinct smell that you might have noticed in your grandparents' home, at a community center, or maybe even in your own space. Now, before you click away, hear me out. This isn't about shaming or judging anyone. We're all on this journey of aging together, and my goal is to share knowledge that empowers you to feel confident, healthy, and in control. Today, I'm going to explain why this odor happens, what's really behind it, and most importantly, how you can address it naturally and effectively. Think of me as your friend or that trusted doctor who's here to break it all down in a way that's easy to understand and totally relatable. So, grab a cup of tea, get cozy, and let's have an honest, heart-to-heart conversation about this sensitive topic. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with practical tips, a deeper understanding, and maybe even a few laughs along the way. Ready? Let's get started. Part 1. Why does this odor happen? The science behind it. Let's start with the big question. Why do some seniors have a distinct odor? You might have heard people describe it as a musty or stale smell, and it's something that seems to linger in certain environments. For years, I thought it was just a stereotype or something caused by old furniture or dusty homes. But then I learned about the science behind it, and it completely changed my perspective. There's actually a term for this odor. It's called nonenal odor, and it's caused by a natural chemical compound called 2-nonenal. Now, don't worry. I'm not going to bore you with a chemistry lesson, but here's the simple version. As we age, our skin changes. Our bodies produce less of the natural oils that keep our skin hydrated, and the balance of chemicals on our skin shifts. This leads to production of 2-nonenal, which has a unique, slightly greasy or grassy smell. It's not sweat. It's not body odor in the traditional sense. It's something entirely different. Here's a quick analogy to make it clear. Think of your skin like a garden. When you're younger, it's lush and well-watered with lots of healthy plants. As you age, the garden dries out a bit, and some new plants, like 2-nonenal, start to grow. It's totally natural, but it can catch us off guard if we don't know what's happening. I remember visiting my Aunt Margaret a few years ago. She was in her late 70s, sharp as a tack, and always dressed to impress. But I noticed a faint smell in her home that I couldn't quite place. It wasn't unpleasant, but it was distinct. At the time, I didn't think much of it, but now I realize it was likely nonenal odor. Once I learned about it, I wished I could have shared some tips with her to help her feel even more confident. Part 2. It's not just about hygiene. Now, here's something really important to understand. This odor isn't about poor hygiene. I can't tell you how many people assume that seniors smell because they're not showering enough or washing their clothes. That's a myth, and it's one we need to bust right now. You could be the cleanest person in the world, showering twice a day, using the fanciest soaps, and still have this odor because it's caused by changes in your body, not a lack of cleanliness. Let me share a story about my friend Tom, who's 68 and one of the most meticulous people I know. Tom's the kind of guy who irons his t-shirts and polishes his shoes every week. But a couple of years ago, he started noticing that his jackets and sweaters had a faint smell even after washing them. He was embarrassed and thought he was doing something wrong. When I explained nonenal odor to him, it was like a weight lifted off his shoulders. He realized it wasn't his fault, and he started taking steps to manage it. I'll share those steps with you in just a moment. The truth is, nonenal odor can stick to clothes, furniture, and even bedding, which is why it sometimes feels like it's everywhere. It's not just on your skin. It's in your environment. And here's the kicker. Stress, diet, and even certain medications can make it more noticeable. For example, if you're eating a lot of processed foods or taking medications that affect your skin's chemistry, you might notice the odor more. Part 3. Cultural sensitivity and why this matters. In places like the U.S., the UK, and other Western countries, we place a huge emphasis on personal freshness. Think about all the commercials for deodorants, perfumes, and air fresheners. It's a cultural obsession. So, when we notice an odor, it can feel like a personal failure, especially as we age. I've heard from so many viewers who say they're worried about how others perceive them, whether it's their grandkids, their friends, or even strangers at the grocery store. This is why I'm so passionate about talking about this topic openly. Aging is beautiful, and it comes with so many gifts, wisdom, perspective, and the freedom to live life on your terms. But it also comes with changes that can make us feel self-conscious if we don't understand them. My goal is to help you embrace this stage of life with confidence, knowing that you're not alone and that there are simple ways to address this. Part 4. Practical tips to manage non-needle odor. All right, let's get to the good stuff. What can you do about it? I've got 7 practical, natural tips that you can start using today. These are things that have worked for me, my friends, and so many others. They're easy, affordable, and designed to fit into your daily routine. Tip 1. Use a gentle exfoliating cleanser. Non-needle odor starts on the skin, so the first step is to keep your skin clean and healthy. Look for a gentle exfoliating cleanser with ingredients like oatmeal or mild alpha-hydroxy acids. These help remove dead skin cells where non-needle can build up. I recommend brands like CeraVe or Aveeno, which are widely available and great for sensitive skin. Use it once or twice a week, and follow up with a fragrance-free moisturizer to keep your skin hydrated. Tip 2. Try persimmon soap. This one might sound a little unusual, but hear me out. Persimmon soap, made from the extract of persimmon fruit, is a game changer for non-needle odor. It's popular in Japan, where researchers first identified 2-non-needle, and it's designed to neutralize the odor at its source. You can find persimmon soap online or at health food stores. My friend Susan swears by it. She says it's like hitting the reset button on her skin. Tip 3. Wash clothes with vinegar. Non-needle odor loves to cling to fabrics, especially synthetic materials like polyester. To get out, add half a cup of white vinegar to the rinse cycle when you do laundry. Vinegar is a natural deodorizer. It won't leave your clothes smelling like a pickle jar. I promise. Tom, my friend I mentioned earlier, started doing this, and he noticed a huge difference in his jackets and sweaters. Tip 4. Eat a skin-friendly diet. What you eat can affect how your skin smells. Foods rich in antioxidants, like berries, leafy greens, and nuts, can help balance your skin's chemistry. On the flip side, try to cut back on processed foods, sugary snacks, and excessive red meat, which can increase non-needle production. I'm not saying you have to give up your favorite burger, but adding more fruits and veggies can make a big difference. For example, my neighbor Linda started drinking a daily smoothie with spinach, blueberries, and flax seeds, and she says her skin feels fresher than ever. Tip 5. Stay hydrated. Dry skin can make non-needle odor more noticeable, so drink plenty of water throughout the day. Aim for at least 8 glasses, and consider adding a slice of lemon or cucumber for a refreshing twist. Hydration isn't just about drinking water. It's also about using a good moisturizer. Look for one with hyaluronic acid or glycerin to lock in moisture. Tip 6. Air out your home. Non-needle odor can settle into your home, especially if you don't get a lot of fresh air. Open your windows for at least 10 to 15 minutes a day, even in cooler weather. You can also use an air purifier with a HEPA filter to keep the air clean. My cousin John, who's 72, started doing this, and he says his home feels lighter and fresher. Tip 7. Talk to your doctor. If you've tried everything and the odor is still a problem, it might be worth talking to your doctor. Certain medications, like those for blood pressure or cholesterol, can affect your skin's chemistry. Your doctor might be able to adjust your dosage or suggest alternatives. Plus, they can check for underlying issues like hormonal changes that could be contributing. Part 5. Embracing your journey. Before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to remind you of something important. You are so much more than how you smell. Aging is a privilege, and every wrinkle, every gray hair, every change in your body tells a story of a life well lived. I know it's easy to get caught up in worrying about what others think, but the people who matter, your family, your friends, your community, they love you for you. I'll never forget what my mom used to say. The best perfume is kindness. When you walk into a room with a warm smile and a generous heart, that's what people notice. These tips are just tools to help you feel confident, but your true beauty comes from within. Well, my friends, we've covered a lot today. We've talked about why non-needle odor happens, busted some myths, and shared practical tips to help you manage it. I hope you're walking away from this video feeling empowered and ready to take on this part of your aging journey with confidence. If you found this video helpful, please give a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from it. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video. We're building a community here, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. I also want to hear from you. Have you noticed non-needle odor in your life? What tips have worked for you? Drop a comment below. I read every single one, and I love hearing your stories. And if you have any other topics you'd like me to cover, let me know. Maybe next time we'll talk about the best exercises for staying active or how to boost your mood naturally. Until then, keep living your best life, stay healthy, and remember, you're never too old to shine. I'll see you in the next video.